Now, if I was a certain coach in a certain location, my thoughts would be to you, or since y'all never appreciated me to begin with, is F all y'all, I'm out of here. That would be my thoughts if I. What up, though? This is your boy Motor Socially Conscious One, and I'm back at you again with another video. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and I promise you I'm gonna hit y'all with more content. Now, what I want to do today is, before the Lion Gang come on, of course, is elaborate on what I talked about on my short yesterday, is that the Michigan head coach search is underway. And I want to break down the candidates, the strong candidates of who is being put out and their characteristics, their career characteristics, if you will. And then I do have two candidates who could be flying under the radar, who Michigan could potentially look at, who could potentially be a good fit for Michigan as well. Now, if you see me looking back and forth, I'm looking over my notes I went over after doing some research. And let's get started. First off, I have Mr. Kalen DeBoer. And his coaching stops so far have been Sioux Falls, which is NAIA. And while he was a coach at Sioux Falls NAIA, he has won the NAIA championship 4 times. And he won 67-3, excuse me. Get a little tongue twisted there. And from there on, he went to become Fresno State's coach, where he went 12-6. I'm pretty sure he had some stops as a coordinator, I should say, excuse me. Under Fresno State as a head coach, he went 12-6. From there, he went to become Washington's coach. He was there for 2 seasons, and while he was at Washington UW, he went 25-3, including the trip to the national championship game. Well, of course, he lost to Michigan. From there, he been at Bama for 2 years. He went on to Alabama for 2 years. So far, he is 19-7, and he currently has a CFP playoff appearance. And his overall record right now is 123-19. From what I've seen from DeBoer so far as a head coach, I really like what I have seen from Kalen DeBoer so far. To get a Power 4 conference type of team to the national championship game in 2 short years, very impressive. Especially in the back then Pac-12 with Washington. To me, that's very impressive. And it also shows me why Bama saw fit that he was the rightful successor to the legendary Nick Saban. However, since he has gotten to Tuscaloosa, it feels that as if he's not really appreciated. He's not accepted there. I'm looking down my notes what I have written down so far. And also, it's a lot of complaining about the regression of Jalen Milroe during his first season. And also, a comment made by former Alabama running back Damian Harris. This comment right here.
Everybody, myself included, but a lot of Alabama fans are sitting here and waiting for Kalen DeBoer to essentially put a chokehold on this team and basically say, this is the way that we need to do things. We haven't lived up to the standard yet, and now is the time to do it because we were given an opportunity to still play for a national championship. Although we have not played to our best standard over the past 4 weeks, we are still gifted an opportunity. Now we get to go out and compete for a national championship. If you can't do these things, I know it's year 2. I know we're talking about we need to give coaches time, but when we're talking about the University of Alabama and the legacy that needs to be set and needs to be left. And Kalen DeBoer needs to put his own DNA on that. We're not seeing that right now. We're seeing a team that's full of a lot of potential, has a lot of talent, they have a lot of resources, but they just haven't lived up to the billing quite yet during the Kalen DeBoer tenure. And I know people think guys like me and AJ, we're just talking out the side of our necks when we get in front of a camera. These are the same things that Alabama fans say to each other. They just don't like when our dirty laundry gets aired out to the public. I get that. I understand that. Everything I'm sitting here saying is the same conversation that people in Tuscaloosa are having, people all over the country that are Alabama fans, they're having the same conversations. So with all that being said, Hakeem, I think Kalen DeBoer's job, it'll be in a little bit of jeopardy going into the next season if they don't win this football game.
Now, if you really value your coach, if you really want to be patient, you wouldn't say no shit like that. I mean, for real. For real. I mean, you will let Kalen DeBoer build up the program the way that he see fit. Now, if I'm Kalen DeBoer, I will say, fuck off. Fuck off, hey. Whatever happens, happens. If we don't, I mean, there is a chance that Bama could lose this game versus the Sooners. It's in Norman. And Norman is a tough place to play. Excuse me. But if they do lose that game and the Bama fans turn on them, which that is very capable, I will be like, hell no, and head on off to A-Square. Now the next coach on the list I have is Kenny Dillingham, who has a overall coaching record of 22-16. His only coaching stop is Arizona State. And I believe his ceiling is really high. He's very fiery. But the thing is, he is coaching as his alma mater. And given from that interview, it really hit him when he was asked, what's it like coaching for the Sun Devils? And I totally get it. There's a little hesitation that there's a great opportunity. And he recognized that. His team took the call, but I believe he is going to end up staying at Arizona State. That's my thoughts. I could be wrong. That's why he's number 3 on my list. Now, number 2 on my list is Jedd Fisch. And there are plenty of talks on Twitter, X, saying that they don't want Jedd Fisch, this, that, and the third. Jedd Fisch will be an amazing hire. 2 coaching stops, Arizona and Washington. Arizona was on the way up before he went to Washington to replace DeBoer. And it's very ironic that both DeBoer and Fisch are top candidates for the Michigan job, and rightfully so. Now, for Jedd Fisch's overall coaching record is 32-33, and currently he's 15-12 at Washington, and he was 16-21 at Arizona previously. Now, Jedd Fisch, former quarterback coach, he was at Michigan. He's the most familiar out of the top 3 candidates. He was there with Harbaugh earlier years as a quarterback coach, which produced great results then. So, Jedd Fisch to Michigan will be a home run hire in my opinion. I'm pretty sure some of you social media coaches would disagree, but whatever. Now, as far as 2 underrated dark horse candidates to be on the lookout for, you got Brian Newberry at Navy. He is currently coaching at Navy. He has an overall record of 25-12, and he has back-to-back 10-win seasons. He is something who Michigan could potentially look at. And then you got another underrated coach who is Tony Annese. He coaches at Ferris State in Division II. And he has an overall record of 151-21. And he is responsible for 3 NCAA Division II titles. Currently working on a 4th as they head off to the NCAA Division II championship. And listen, some of you may say, well, he coached at Division II. Well, Kalen DeBoer coached at NAIA. You want to know who else coached at a lower level before coaching at a now Power Four conference type team? Jim Tressel, the former Buckeye coach. He coached at Youngstown State and back then Division One AA, now FCS. He had a pretty good record. I didn't look that up. But yeah, I'll get back to you all on that. And so there are some hidden gems at the lower level, to say the least. But they could go the safe route if all else fails, and they could just roll with Bill Posey as an interim coach for 2026 and revisit a head coaching search around this time next year or a little bit sooner. But y'all know where I'm getting at. And the reason why I say that is due to oncoming probe of the athletic department at U of M, and also avoid a hiring disaster going for someone other than the 5 candidates, as well as a mass exodus of players. The student athletes, they love Biff. They respect Biff. They love and respect Biff. So that will be the best bet if you cannot get DeBoer or Dillingham or Fish for that matter. It's just to run it with Biff until next year. But given due to some circumstances, there are some rumblings. I'm keeping my ears and keep my eyes to the updates just like everybody else. But I'm very interested. And whoever Michigan hires out of those 3 going to get a damn good coach, to say the least. Well, look, I gave you my thoughts on the Michigan head coaching situation. Those are my thoughts now on who I feel will be the best coaches for the job. Number 1, DeBoer. Number 2, Fish. Number 3, Dillingham. And then there's 2 dark horses, Brian Newberry from Navy and Tony Annese from Ferris State. Let me know what you think in the comments section. If you like this video, show your boy some love. Share this video if you have to. And please hit that subscribe button. I'm sitting on 8 subscribers. At least give me a double digits. Can y'all do me that favor? Until next time, peace. When I